not just Wichita State getting the national attention in Wichita, Kansas, a Heartland Conference battle at Newman University. The Division II game of the week between the 9-15 Newman Jets and the 11-13 Dallas Baptist Patriots. And welcome down to Fugate Gymnasium, along with a guy who still looks 6'10", somehow sitting down, Temple Hall of Famer Mark Jackson. Kat Anderson will join us in just a moment. I'm Noah Kozlov. Mark, for Dallas Baptist, it's a game they have to win in order to keep their conference tournament hopes alive. And these two teams, both very good offensive teams, but they get it done in different ways. What do you expect?
Both teams like to push the ball or makes and misses, but one team, once again, is half-court set, get reversal, hopefully get some back doors in today.
All right, so let's get into the Patriots. Jonathan Perry, their leading scorer, comes off the bench. How's he get it done?
Jonathan Perry has deep range, can shoot the three anywhere on the floor, but uses that to advantage when people come running at him, puts the ball on the floor, goes to the paint to score around the rim, but can find openings in the defense. And then we have Remy Jai, the veteran big man who has a high basketball IQ, who can finish around the paint on dives, but also can post on either block and is a very good passer.
Jai's a phenomenal story coming over from Senegal through that Basketball Without Borders program back in 2007. We'll get into that story throughout the broadcast. The first time these two teams played this year. Now in the rematch, there's a whole lot on the line. Tip-off in the NCAA Division II Game of the Week coming up next. The Jets and the Dallas Baptist Patriots trying to keep their conference tournament hopes alive. They're led in his 8th year head coach, Blake Flickner, the 2009 Conference and Regional Coach of the Year. And this morning's starting lineups, Dallas Baptist led by their emotional leader, their point guard, Jason Gentry. And you heard Mark talk about Remy Jai up front, the nephew of Mokhtar Jai.
And Coach Blake Flickner tells us that one of the biggest challenges he faced was when it came to recruiting. There was no history to sell. He couldn't even take potential players to a game to show them the atmosphere. But as demanding as it was, both coaches say it was 10 times more rewarding because they got to watch these programs grow. They got to define the programs and know that they built them from the ground up.
Thanks, Kat. Two guys with things in perspective, having spent some time with them over this past week. Newman leads the all-time series 8-3. They've won the last 4 in this matchup. We're set to go from Newman. Newman in their home whites. Dallas Baptist, the Patriots in their road reds. And Newman has the basketball first. Jai lost it, gets it back. Three-pointer on the right side is rattled home by Jason Gentry. So you mentioned Dallas Baptist playing their 5th game in 10 days. Of course, from Dallas, Texas. They have a dominant cross-country program, and their baseball team is Division I. And two guys that you recognize their names, All-Stars. Ben Zobrist, Freddie Sanchez, both All-Stars. Sanchez, a former batting champ with the Pittsburgh Pirates. 1 for 4. We're tied at 3 with 16:10 to go. Strong take to the basket from Miles Johnson, and he's fouled. It's going to be a foul on Espinosa. His first and the team's first.
Miles Johnson is a very unique player, very athletic, recovered from ACL surgery last year as a redshirt freshman, but can take over this game. I'm looking for him. One thing he does well is he lets the game come to him, but when he gets going, he looks to keep going.
He's been the leading scorer for Blake Flickner over the past 2 games. At a team high 18 points on Thursday. 14:23 to go in the first half. The 3. Jonathan Perry doing what he does best. His team's up by 2.
The greatness of Dallas Baptist University is in its passion, a passion for excellence.
100 years ago, who could have imagined that this hilltop would become University Hill?
A passion for Christ.
And they instill in these students a passion to learn, and the most important passion, and that's Christ.
A passion for service.
The world is crying out for servant leaders.
Pursue your passion at Dallas Baptist University.
And Texas Permian Basin has 3 games left as compared to Dallas Baptist 2. So, Mark, you've played in plenty of big games. Is there any extra message given from a head coach before a game like this, or just trusting the guys to know exactly what's at stake?
Has to be. You have to put a little tidbit in their mind, because not necessarily every game they're going to remember how where the standings are. So you have to, as a coach, bring it to their attention. Put that extra pressure. People say pressure bursts pipes, also makes diamonds.
Wesley Gibson into the game for head coach Blake Flickner in Dallas Baptist. Hands off to Jason Gentry. Gentry nowhere to go around Jack Pyle. Some early substitutions for both teams trying to get their offenses going. The pull-up jumper from Charles Allen.
Started with the pick and roll. Good guy would come up and pick and get him open for that elbow jump shot. Yeah, I don't know. Have to look at that.
Well, I was just going with the official said because I'm tired of you saying that we don't need another official out here.
That was a clean block. Ref felt as though some contact under, but I think he went straight up. If you go straight up and the guy comes into you, that's not a foul. Good post. They came to double. Keep your head up and under, off the glass with the kiss.
In basketball.
Johnson get the double team, able to keep his balance and find the open cutter. Accept double teams because nothing but greatness can happen out of that.
Yeah, good look there from Miles Johnson.
Good drive right there. Shot clock was down, should have been reset. Took advantage. Left hand floater right there. Beating the bigger guy, hell high, off the dribble.
For all the latest news, stats, polls, and more, visit NCAA.com. NCAA.com is the official online home for all 89 NCAA championships. A 30-26 lead. They're 3-0 this season when leading at the break.
Newman tried to get a dribble handoff of a double screen, going to the rim. Difficult shot. I had a chance to make it. It just didn't fall. Right there again. Look at the double. This dribble handoff, then the second screen. Could have Marquise Collar, but chose to go to the rim. Good shot.
So Dallas Baptist trails by 4 over to Kat Anderson, who's with their head coach Blake Flickner. Kat?
Yeah, you know, Coach, you guys are doing a great job getting those high percentage points. Not such a great job protecting the paint. What's your plan defensively going into the second half?
Well, I think transition's a big key. They've got a lot of their open shots in transition. We got to do a great job of getting back and getting matched faster.
You told us rebounding was a key to this game. How would you assess your team's performance?
I don't think we've done a great job rebounding. We got to get in the fight a little bit more and have everybody involved.
Thanks so much, Coach.
Thank you, Captain.
Sounds just like a coach after a first half of basketball. Potter started his career as a head coach at Cheney High School at age 22. Now in his 16th year here at Newman. First possession of the second half, and Miles Johnson goes right to the basket.
Like to start, Coach.
Right back from Newman. Three-pointer on the way, no good from Espinoza. Remy Jai now the easy outlet. Miles Johnson all by himself.
Good outlet pass by Remy Jai to find Miles Johnson wide open for the finish. As a big boy rebounding the ball, you got to keep your head up for the outlet for easy baskets. Perfect pass.
Dallas Baptist and Blake Flickner, who started his career as a manager at Kansas under Roy Williams. He spent 2 years as the manager and 3 years on the quote-unquote staff. He was filming home games, working on practices. His father was a grad assistant under Ted Owens. In his time there, he never saw a home loss at Allen Fieldhouse. Had a few #1 seeds, did Kansas, and fell short in the NCAA tournament. A lot of what he coaches comes from Roy Williams.
Head up, man running back, attack him, get to the rim.
Jonathan Perry, an 85% free throw shooter. Smith, Jai goes off the glass with the block.
I think he might have put a dent in the backboard.
Basket still now he wants it on the block. Have to feed him after that defensive effort. Missed the cutter, back into the corner. Johnson for 3. Dallas Baptist back in front by a point. It'll be Dallas Baptist basketball. So you beat Kansas in '98. Did you do this? Do this to Paul Pierce?
Of course. Good help side D by Remy Jai. Defense creates offense. Get it in for a double team. Back out for the 3.
Dallas Baptist with their first lead since midway through the first half. They lead 35-34, and Remy Jai, a big part of that, the defensive end. For more on his story, here's Kat Anderson.
That's right, Jai has opened up his teammates' eyes to a whole other world. He's from Senegal, Africa. He came to the States through the SEED project, which identifies potential basketball players in Senegal and finds opportunities for them in U.S. schools where they can grow academically and athletically. Coach Blake Flickner says Jai's appreciation for everything has rubbed off on his teammates. He actually works for the school in the international office and uses half of each paycheck to pay for all of his own expenses like rent and food, then sends the other half of his paycheck back home to his family in Senegal to help them make ends meet.
He recently got his family a computer as well. So now they're Skyping a few times a week. He only goes home once every 3 years. Malahu misses.
Dallas Baptist has really picked up their defense.
Wide open three for Charles Allen. 3 of 14 from deep is Dallas Baptist, and Mark Potter wants to talk this over with this team trailing by 4.
Got it into the paint. The team collapsed, found the trailer.
Okay, now it's time for the door prize.
Three-point shooting hasn't been so good, but when you're open, got to put it up. Dallas Baptist a 4-point lead. Miles Johnson's Dallas Baptist team leads by 4. He has a game-high 11 points. Dallas Baptist leads 38-34.
Miles Johnson puts the ball on the floor, gets to the rim. He get up, finish, but his wall hit the 3.
And how about his spot? We mentioned it earlier. At Syracuse, this from the 1992 NCAA tournament second round. Shorts weren't so short then. They're acceptable. That's in a second round loss to UMass. He did drop 26 points. Averaged 20 points a game that senior season. Got drafted 26 overall by the Portland Trailblazers. Spent 59 games in the league with Portland and Chicago. Miles was born during the 93-94 season in Chicago. He does remember then, as his father continued to play overseas, he remembers being in Italy and Puerto Rico. Strong. Miles Johnson continues to stay hot. He's got 14.
You see the difference there? Baptist had a double team came, he found the open man.
Up on the glass. Dallas Baptist leads by 2, taking advantage of the open lane. Go back and take a look at that hustle.
Remy Njai with the hustle. Where's his team to come get the rebound? Look at the timing there. And he's getting on his teammates. You got to come run with me, guys.
A block. Got a lot of size and muscle against Kyler. The three-pointer from Miles Johnson. That's his 3rd from deep. Miles Johnson, 4 for 4 from deep in the second half. 4 for 6 from downtown overall. He's got a game-high 20.
He's got a game-high 20, and he's not forcing anything. They're all coming off the ball, being kicked out from double team or the swing of the ball. Right there using the screen, seeing the opportunity to hit a 3. He's playing very good basketball.
This is always the fun part of the game where we look back at your keys of the game to see if you were actually correct with predictions. So as we take a look at your keys to the game, how you doing?
I think I'm doing pretty good. He's execute offense. You know, Dallas Baptist did a better job in the second half of executing offense, getting chances.
24-year-old senior turned 24 on Valentine's Day. Very mature out there. Riddle bodying up Perry. Finding Jai. Nice use of the pick and roll.
Pick and roll, got the pass, and finishing around the basket with the left hand.
And then how about Perry stepping into the passing lane defensively?
Perry stepped in there, read from the beginning. But then you come to the other end, help defense by Remy.
Well, he's got a commercial to breathe a little bit, let the big guy sit down. He is working hard.
Yes, he is. He was able to get it going and get the finish. Good leaders, good players can find a way to contribute to their team. Right there with good help, D. Able to get a block from behind. After the block, Remy goes up and get it. Good timing. Then right here fouls Marquise Collar with the reach in.
Got 9 points, 13 rebounds, 4 on the offensive end, 6 block shots.
It's your last couple of seconds of the game when you're in between. Should I foul him? Should I not foul him?
So an impressive road victory for Dallas Baptist. 0 for 10 from 3 in the second half was Newman. And the Patriots on the road win it 66-57. Impressive win.
Impressive win. Remy Jai stepping up for the veteran leadership and coming up big for his team.
Final score, Dallas Baptist 66, Newman 57. Be sure to join us next Saturday, noon Eastern. Our final NCAA D2 game of the week, the ladies, Cal Baptist and Dixie State. For all the latest news, stats, polls, and more, visit ncaa.com. For Mark Jackson, Kat Anderson, and our entire crew here in Wichita, I'm Noah Kozlov. Thanks so much for spending part of your day with us from Newman.